Hello there, I'm Trisha Helfer, and this is Down the Road Show.
Down the Road Show is a creative venture of Murdock Worldwide Entertainment.
You're listening to the Down the Road Show with JC and Casey.
Welcome back to Down the Road Show. Here we are at Wizard World in Anaheim, and I am with the wonderful Tricia Helfer. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. Thank you for moderating my panel as
Thank
well.
you. No, it was my pleasure. I had a blast up there. And she is probably one of the most patient panel questioners you're ever going to see. So,
Well, he was very sweet.
yeah, he was a sweet guy.
Yes.
Sweet guy. And I thought it was interesting that he was asking you for professional advice and hookups for writers. That was
I couldn't kind of understand what he was saying there, so I just did a little bit of nodding and went, okay, I don't know how to answer this anyway.
No, you did great. It was a great panel. So I'm going to shoot you some questions because of the panel.
Okay.
Let's talk about your movie. And plug that, please, for our listeners.
Yes. Well, Katee Sackhoff from Battlestar Galactica and I are doing a documentary through our company called Acting Outlaws. It's actingoutlaws.org, and we did a ride to help raise awareness for the ongoing cleanup of the BP oil spill, and we partnered with the Gulf Restoration Network. So we rode motorcycles from Los Angeles to New Orleans, and we're doing a documentary on that. So I don't know exactly when it's going to be out soon, but we're almost finished it.
What type of bikes were you riding?
We were riding BMW R1200 GSs, which are pretty amazing bikes. And we had them loaded down with all our gear on the bikes. And then we had a follow car. We had an X5 follow car with the cameraman and the soundman doubling as a driver.
Oh.
So they filmed most of what we were doing, and so hopefully it turns out good. Fingers
I got my
crossed.
fingers crossed. So have you always been into bikes, or is this new because of the documentary?
Both Katie and I have been riding. We got our license about the same time, probably about 4 years now. So
okay.
we're relatively new riders still, but we ride quite a bit.
Right.
And so, but we'd been riding prior. That's actually how this started. Is we were both passionate about bikes, and we wanted to kind of get into, doing a movie or something, and then this spill, the oil spill happened, and we said, well, let's do a bit of a charity ride before we get our big ride going.
I'm sensing we need to get you on Sons of Anarchy then.
Yeah, I'd love to be on Sons of Anarchy.
That would be a great spot for you. So someone needs to get working on that.
I think I tweeted something to the effect of that I loved Sons of Anarchy, and then a mutual follower tweeted their creator or something and said, get her on the show. And I went, I'm not. I mean, I'd love to be on the show, but I'm not sitting there campaigning for it. But no, I think it's a great show.
Well, let's talk about you as a Cylon. My favorite Cylon. No offense to all the rest of the Cylons out there. When the show ended, when did it hit you? Because I was talking to John Schneider earlier, and he said that with the whole Dukes of Hazzard thing, it didn't hit him until fall came around, and when they would normally be meeting together to do their next shoot. When did it hit you that this is over, this show's done?
Yeah, I would agree with him. It hits you later. I mean, it hits you when you're shooting the last episode because it's very emotional. Everybody's crying and this and that. But there's still a lot you have to do after that because you have to promote the last season. You have to promote what you've been shooting. Mm-hmm. So it is after that. I mean, when you would have gone back to start filming again, or when it's really all said and done, you're done the promotion of the last season. You've done all the promotion about the finale. All of a sudden, there's no more calls. You're not getting called to go promote something. You're not getting any more scripts. And it's really then that you start going, wow, okay, this was a special experience, and they don't come around that often. And yeah, that it's later. It's like a year later that you really realize it's done.
And you talked about how close you and the cast became through all this. So how often do you get together with the LA group that still lives around here?
The LA group, yeah. Quite often. We don't all get together necessarily. Let's see, I've seen them probably. I went to Ellen Ty's birthday party about a week ago. I was at Jamie Bamber's house 2 weeks ago. I saw James about 2 weeks ago. Katie and I see each other all the time. Went riding with Michael Trucco about 2 weeks ago. I see Michael Trucco and Katee Sackhoff the most.
Nice.
Because we all ride motorbikes as well, so you end up seeing them more often. But now that Jamie Bamber's moved back to LA, I see him more often. I didn't see him for a couple years because he was back in London.
Well, do you have a favorite episode?
Do I have a favorite episode? There's a few. I mean, I think the Pegasus episodes are some of my favorite. I think it was very strong storyline-wise. And for me, that's when I first got Gina. So to me, that was, it was important to me and my characters. And another one for my characters, I like Downloaded, just because that's when we discovered what the downloading process was like for the first time. So storyline-wise, again. But there's some great episodes in there that, weren't necessarily my main episodes that I liked, yeah.
Well, what do you do to prep to play two characters that are different but the same?
I saw them as different characters. So to me, it was once I really settled in and discovered about what their mission was, how much human contact had they had prior to this point in their life. How many times did they had to download? How many times had humans done something bad to them? How many times had, and that would all inform who they were as a person, machine, and how much, how human they were or how more robotic they were. It was, I based it off of how much human contact they'd had and what that contact was. Was it volatile or was it loving?
So then I like to ask everybody my 3 favorite questions. Hopefully you got a good answer for me.
Yes.
Who's your favorite superhero?
I don't know.
Pick any hero.
You heard me on
TV.
Oh, I would have to say Catwoman.
Catwoman.
Because I have a lot of cats.
Okay.
So I enjoy the feline qualities of this character.
You realize she started as a villain first, right?
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay. Because that's my next question. Who's your favorite villain?
I guess the same answer, Catwoman.
Who's your personal hero? Who inspires you in life?
Who inspires me in life? I would have to say my grandmother. She's a kick-ass lady, and she's a farmer, grew up a farmer, and she's just the type of person that doesn't let things get her down, and she's a fighter, and I'd have to say my grandma.
That's a good answer. It's a good answer. Why don't you tell everybody that pays attention to us at Down the Road Show where they can check you out on your Twitter, your fan page, and definitely the website for your movie.
Yes, okay. Well, hey everyone on Down the Road Show. You can check me out on my website, www.trishahelfer.com, or my Twitter, trueTrishaHelfer.com with no E, TRU, Trisha Helfer. Facebook is official Trisha Helfer. And my company with Katie is actingoutlaws.org. And that's all my details.
Excellent. So now you know where to find her. Make sure you get out there, let your voice be known that you want to see her movie out there. So thank you, Down the Road Show followers, and thanks for checking in. Goodbye.
Pizza and Brewing Company in Anaheim, California is just moments away from Disneyland and the Anaheim Convention Center. The friendly staff is serving up fun for the whole family in a sports-oriented atmosphere with great food and delicious beers. Join them on your next trip and enjoy different happy hour specials 7 days a week.